two questions. Want to follow up on the person who's going to take your place.
Oh, goodness.
When Donald Trump was president the first time, there was a period of time where we had no press briefings. In the space that you're in this moment and have been in for a while, do you believe it's significant in this moment in time for the American public to hear from the spokesperson on a daily basis? Or do you believe that the president can do it himself?
Look, I'm not going to speak how any administration decides to do the business of the American people, how to decide to communicate with the American people. What I can speak to is what we've tried to do, which is bring back the norms of how this all works, how we communicate with the press. And we've tried to do this in a very respectful way. I've mentioned we've done more than 500 briefings proudly. Some have been tough, some have been tougher than most, if you will, but it is a privilege to stand at this lectern, it is behind this lectern at this podium. It is a privilege. It is a privilege to speak for this president. It is a privilege to actually talk about what we're doing to you and to the American people. I can't speak to what any administration is going to do. I'm not going to look into the future. What I can say is what we have been committed to, the freedom of the press, respecting the press, having tough back and forths, but this is what democracy is all about.
And lastly, on Africa.
Yep.
The last Republican president to travel to Africa was George W. Bush. And since Bill Clinton, except for Donald Trump, every president has traveled there. Is there a concern that with all of this, these last 4 years, having the vice president, your secretaries, and now the president go to Africa to highlight the importance of the continent on so many levels, is there a concern that you will lose ground in the next couple of years because Donald Trump didn't go last time and he said some very harsh words about sub-Saharan Africa before?
Again, I have no idea what the next administration is going to do. Really, I mean, I don't know what they're going to execute. I don't know what they're going to do. What I can say is the president is going to Africa because he made a commitment. You saw his commitment to the continent when he had the leaders of the African leaders here about almost 3 years ago now, I believe. Maybe a little bit longer. And he did that because we believe there are shared interests between the continent, the countries obviously, and the U.S., and wanted to continue to transform those relationships, right, and work on those relationships. And so that's what you're going to see from this president the first week of December when he goes to Angola. I will add that this president believes in respecting people. Again, doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter if you voted for him or not. He believes every American has an opportunity to be uplifted, to have opportunities to have a better life for themselves. That's why he believes in this country, what this country is founded on, what this country is all about. Getting opportunities, being able to to live that American dream, whatever that is, however that is defined for you. And so that is something that this president will always respect, not just as president, but moving forward. Obviously, he did that as vice president, senator. And so that's what I can speak to. And that's what he's going to continue to do. And there's a lot of things that we're going to cover in Angola, right? Whether it's infrastructure, growing economic opportunities, expanding technology. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of shared interest. And so we'll have more to share certainly on his trip to Africa. Okay, Jenny.